Now, the next movie review. This is a crazy one to jump to. So, Deadpool, now going into A Clockwork Orange, 1971 film, directed by Stanley Kubrick, is the 1971 adaptation of the Anthony Burgess novel from 1962, and it stars McDowell. Now, Clockwork Orange is not an easy film to watch. It's never meant to be. You know, the Stanley Kubrick 1971 adaptation of the Anthony Burgess novel is due to believe, I say, a proactive examination of free will, violence, and a state control, wrapped in a bold, unsettling aesthetic that will still feels confidential decades later. This isn't entertainment; it's a traditional sense of challenge. So, I'm a big fan of Stanley Kubrick. He's one of my favorite directors after Christopher Nolan. I love his films. I think I did a ranking of Stanley Kubrick a long time ago. I need to change it. I think I put Doctor Strangelove as number one, but I put Clockwork Orange as number one. I kind of switch it. Love Stanley Kubrick. His films are amazing. Top tier films in terms of cinema. Like Stanley Kubrick has a way of telling stories about violence without actually exploiting them or going into exaggeration. I mean, look, in Doctor Strangelove or How I Learned Stop Worrying and Learn to Love the Bomb. Violence as word was discussed, overheard, but never truly seen until the finale reel when a shred of atomic bombs explode into bright mushrooms as the song Rule Me Again lovely played in the background. I mean, Georgie is there. And then, of course, you got 2001 Space Odyssey, where HAL 9000 terminates like entire crew in the most chilling way, and we all see it is as a computer screen indicating that the termination of life. Really, like, crazy there. And then, Clockwork Orange. Kubrick actually brings a story about violence, and even then is an art direct within an inch of its life. While the film's depiction of violence and sex are what it's most known for, Clockwork Orange works on far deeper levels I think people are giving it to be. I know it's a such tough subject matter, but the film does a good job dissecting the disturbed betrayal of youth and the satirical depiction of a government attempts to create a better society are brilliant. But the most fascinating aspect of the Clockwork Orange is the questions it poses about good and evil. That's really and it's one of those weird films that they talks about that. While the crimes that Alex commits at the beginning of the film are atrocious, I have to say, what the government does to him is even worse. When I got to see this film, it's crazy. The film presents, the obviously worst aspect of man, but shows that even those are still favorable to a man without the choice. People can denounce the film because it's brutal content, but the importance of the questions it posed can't be denied. So, and that's very true. So let's kind of get into it, I guess. So, performances and the characters, get highlights. Obviously, Michael McDowell delivers one of the most iconic performances in cinema history as Alex the Arch, a charismatic, monstrous, intelligent, and horrifying all at once. Kubrick forces the audience into a just dangerous position, like myself. You're repulsed by Alex's actions, yet magnetically drawn to his premise. The supporting cast largely functions as extensions of the system around Alex. I mean, the point of view. This is the most point of view of a Kubrick film where we're really following the main protagonist. Because sometimes in these films we don't follow one particular character or a couple. It's always like moving around. The only time we I guess focus on a character could be Eyes Wide Shut, or maybe Film in a Jacket, maybe. But Clockwork Orange is like the most focused. Like we follow our main antagonist, and that's Alex. Authority figures, scientists, and the victims, each represent the different forms of power and moral compass that the film is discussing. The themes and ideas is really strong in the Clockwork Orange. Definitely this is the most dramatic Kubrick film ever in his filmography. At its core, A Clockwork Orange interrogates a disturbing question. Is it better to be evil by choice or good by force? Kubrick presents violence not just as the individual failing, but as a social constant as a predicted by both the criminals and the institutions. The Ludovico technique meant to cure Alex strips him of the choice, turning into something less than a human. A Clockwork Orange, the film argues that morality without instinct is meaningless. And then speaking of Kubrick, I've been mentioning him. He's one of the best directors for a reason. I mean, his direction style was so iconic. I mean, this film, Kubrick's direction is precise, cold, and meticulously controlled, like any other of his films. If you see them, every frame is designed to unsettle. The stylized violence, the stark production design, and the use of classic music, particularly Beethoven, create a jarring contrast that enforces the film's themes. I mean, the use of the Nadsat slang, impersonate the viewers in the alien culture, really good one. I mean, the Nadsat slang is another iconic part about the film, forcing them to adapt just as Atlas does, rather than offering an easy counter, which is true. And before we leave, I know, this film has a legacy, but a very controversial one. I mean, few films have sparked as much controversy as this film does. I mean, the accusation of accusation of the glorifying violence following its release, and Kubrick himself withdrawing the film from the UK circulation for years, really is telling. Yet, its lasting impact on cinema, music, and fashion and pop culture is undeniable. I mean, look at The Simpsons and Dark Knight with the performance of Ledger's Joker is very much like a Clockwork Orange. This comfortable is the point of the film. So that's it. All right. That's just wrapping up. Like, happy. Speaking of that, this year is the 55th anniversary of Clockwork Orange. So, it's a fearless, confidential work. Confidential work that refuses to offer easy answers. It forces the viewer to sit with uncomfortable truths about power, control, and human nature. The best fight is it's not a movie to enjoy. It's a very thoughtful film. You ask me, like, should I watch it or not? Look, the best advice I can give you is to see it for yourself. Much like a lot of other Kubrick films, relying on anyone's opinion won't help one bit, to be honest. Seeing it and deciding for yourself isn't the best course of action. That's the best advice I can give you. That being said, despite its strong aesthetic merit, I could have really recommended seeing it. I was just say see it once and think it's either good or bad. It's not a film to enjoy. It's a film really to think about for a long time. Because of the morally offense and sickening content that most don't appreciate. Overall, I gotta say, this is maybe been the hardest one to review in my channel. I have to say, yeah, I've been reviewing very, acclaimed films or bad ones. I have to look at what kind of lesser films of the predecessor, but Clockwork Orange is one of those dense and complex films I review, and I highly recommend it. But for just curiosity to see it and enjoy the thematical discussions that the film has and its themes and ideas about, is it better to be evil by choice or good by force? And if you're a big Kubrick fan, it's one of his top tier films. So I highly recommend for your Kubrick friends to watch it. And it's a disturbing masterpiece that remains relevant and as divisive as today as it was in 1971. So rating, I'll give this a 10 out of 10. I love this film. Number one Kubrick film. Not for everyone. So just for warning, see it once and just think about it. If you enjoy the film for this thematical crunch, it's a really strong film. But it's not the same for everyone. It's not for everyone. So that's my review of Clockwork Orange. I think my first Kubrick film. Yeah, so happy I did this as my first Kubrick film. For educational reasons, I have to say. But now let's get into a very comfortable and entertaining film.